All right. Well, big news.
Since we last talked.
I got a haircut.
You did.
So everyone can tell my ends are very blunt and healthy.
That's what everybody was thinking.
I know. I was like, I know everyone's thinking it, so I'm just going to address it at the top of the episode. I got a haircut.
I might as well be a blind man when it comes to like haircuts and stuff like that. Like I just will never, like whenever you're like, I just take everything you say at your word where it's like, yeah, my hair, it's like, I don't even know the words you use, but like something's bad. And I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't tell.
Yeah, well, I just got a trim actually. If I got like a haircut, you would have noticed like if I went for the big chop.
I keep on telling you to do it. I'm like,
I just don't think I could pull it off. And every time I bring up getting a bob, my best friend laughs at me because he's like, remember when you did that in 4th grade? And I was like, why are you always making fun of my bob? Is the bob not good?
You really hold on to people making comments about your hair.
No, today, like if I tell him today I should get a bob, he'll be like, LOL, remember your bob in 5th grade?
That's what I mean. Because one time a boy told you that you looked like a boy when you had a ponytail.
No, a woman told me that. An adult woman.
Yeah, so you looked like a boy and now you'll never wear a ponytail.
Yeah.
Even though I think ponytails are really cute.
Men love like the like hair up thing for some reason.
It looks good.
Like they don't know, but like that's such like a boyfriend thing or a husband thing or whatever. It's like whenever your hair is up, being like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you girls don't listen.
You ladies don't listen.
It's not about us.
No, it's not.
No, it's about some game you guys play with each other.
I know. Well, it's also just like I like my hair down and styled.
Then wear your hair down and styled. That's the thing.
That's just my vibe.
I'm just telling you, I think you look good with your hair up.
I also get headaches when my hair's in ponytails.
Then don't have your hair in ponytail.
I just have such a tender head.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you had a ponytail?
I mean, I kind of throw my hair up every day at some point.
Okay, that's true. I don't know. I'm not aware, but yeah, that's true.
That's true. I do it in the gym.
The thing is, I don't even process that. Do you?
Yeah. Not for everything, but for like most things, I'll toss my hair up in some sort of like pineapple bun thing.
That's so funny. I've never noticed that. Well, when I'm there, I'm going to work.
Like if we're doing the squats, I'm like, the bar is going to rest on my hair if I don't like put it up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all adding up. This is all just adding up to, yeah, Jack's ignorant.
Yeah.
I'm ignorant.
You're calling me a liar.
I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I don't really know. Since we last talked, though, a lot of stuff's happened.
A lot has happened because we shot last week a little bit earlier than usual.
Yeah, because I had to leave town.
Yeah, we weren't with each other for a couple days. And
How'd you do on your own?
Better than I typically do on my own.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm alone, I have like several breakdowns. I kind of have like a whole like fit. I can't sleep. That's probably why I have breakdowns is because I can't sleep.
Yeah, because you're worried that somebody's going to come in and kill you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I came back, the baseball bat that we bought off of Amazon,
Yeah.
right next to your bed, and I was like, that's the perfect move.
And I slept great because I knew I was like, this baseball bat is right here.
Yeah.
So
What would you have done? Like, do you think you could really thwart someone with a baseball bat, though?
Yeah.
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 Let's practice.
Do you want me to hit you with a baseball bat?
I think I could catch the baseball bat when you swing it.
Well, that's why my pitch was to put a sock on it.
But see,
Because you put a sock on it, if someone tries to grab it or whatever, it just pulls the sock right off when they grab it.
you see, I love that though. Like, cause I've heard that before too. So they pull it off. Do you think that stuns them so much that the next time you swing again,
Yeah.
they don't just catch it again?
Yeah. I absolutely think so.
It
gives you a second hit. Yeah.
At least you get 2 shots. It's doubling the amount of shots.
Yeah.
But it also probably blunts it a little bit.
Yeah,
Which
but-
maybe is a good thing.
But you know me, like I'm not just baseball bat.
No.
You know, I always have all types of surprise weapons and escape plans, hide plans. Like
Bear spray, you've bear alarms, basically anything.
Good.
The worst thing that could happen would be if a bear came in here because you're ready for that.
I'm ready for the bears.
Yeah. Oh my God. Bear traps are so scary.
I like can't even think about bear traps. They make me feel so terrible.
Not even that. I don't feel, I probably should, the sympathy for the bears when I see them. Because my assumption is that it's like, it doesn't really hurt them that much.
I think it does. I think it hurts them pretty bad.
Pretty bad?
Yeah. Same thing with like mouse traps.
Well, mousetrap kills you.
Yeah.
Kills the mouse.
Yeah. I don't want that.
Have you ever had your hand go off, a mousetrap go off in your hand?
I have. Yeah.
Not that bad.
But when you're small.
No, exactly. But I'm saying like, that's what I mean. Like a bear trap, I don't think it's cutting off the bear's leg, whereas I think it cuts off my leg.
Yeah, I'll cut off your leg. I don't know. Can't talk about that because that's going to give me the heebies.
Okay. Yeah. But you did great, I thought.
But yeah, no, I did really good this time. I was
really
very
productive.
productive. I got so much stuff done. Yeah, it's so weird. Like when you're out of town and I can't talk to you because I'm like, normally I'm just giving you my stream of consciousness.
Yeah, a lot of texts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this time I kind of was just like, I'm just going to keep it to myself a little bit. And like, I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to say every stupid thought that comes into my head. And if I don't, the world's going to keep spinning.
Yeah. And maybe did you get more in touch with like, maybe don't text your husband, maybe text yourself, you know?
I guess I wrote down a couple thoughts that I had.
Okay.
Like, well, let me see.
Yeah, let me say.
Because I just was like, I don't know. Do you think that skinny went away with all the anti-smoking campaigns?
Maybe, but as someone who has been and currently still is addicted to nicotine, I can tell you right now, it doesn't really block. Like I have a feeling that it's sort of like the thing of like, you know, when the baseball players got caught with steroids, they're like, it wasn't steroids. We were taking creatine.
Yeah.
It's like they were taking creatine, but the steroids were what were giving all the muscles. I have a feeling that the models saying I smoke cigarettes that keeps me from eating was hiding the fact that they're also doing a ton of cocaine.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
think cocaine was doing the heavy lifting.
Definitely, but it was like for the general public, the GP.
Yeah.
I felt like everyone was super skinny. Everyone like skinny was just like in general.
Yeah.
Then we did all this work for years, like, hey, no more smoking.
Yeah, how lame was that?
And it was very smart.
They really worked their asses off.
Don't smoke.
And now we got all these other issues.
Yeah, that's true. But we did all this, and now cigarettes are back and skinny's back. Have you thought about that?
Are cigs back?
Cigs are so back with the young people. Oh my God.
Why didn't no one tell me?
I've been telling you this for like the past 2 or 3 years.
I haven't seen it yet.
Where I'm like, oh, like all like the TikTok kids.
Kids
like,
are cool again?
Like they're like smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, what's going on?
Where are all these cool kids ripping heaters?
Like Jenny Ortega's like outside, like smoking cigarettes. And
well, she's always against the grain though. You know, she's always been that Ortega.
Jenny Ortega, you know.
Yeah.
But like, that's just, I don't know, like skinny's back. Cigarettes are back.
Yeah.
So that was one thought I had was
I like that. That's a good thought. Good note.
Coincidence. This is just a thought I had about myself. I feel like I'm really stupid in most things. Like about most things. No. Thought's not done.
Okay.
I'm really stupid about in a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's because I'm a genius and really smart in a lot of other things. And I feel like my brain's making room for that.
You're hyper-focused.
Yeah. And so it's like, I might not know exactly how the economy and math and stuff like that works. But I could tell you about like ingredient breakdowns on makeup and stuff like that. And like,
it's like it's basically like autistic savants where it's like, they can't do almost anything, but they only need to look at a picture one time and then they can paint it perfectly from memory. Like I think I've told you about this before. There's like this one autistic savant thing, you know, like Rain Man, like not autistic people. I mean like disabled people who have like super abilities and like very specific things like Rain Man. My favorite thing was if you read their Wikipedia page, which of course I did, though one of the most common ones is like memorizing dates. So basically autistic savants, it's super common. Like half of them, if you just say a date like July 12th, 1841, they can just immediately go Wednesday. Yeah. They just know that. And they're like, the article just, the Wikipedia page just like very expressly mentions like, so there's a few theories about why this is a very common one. One, it's actually really easy. There's just a formula. Once you memorize a couple of things, you can just sort of immediately figure out like, oh, that is a Wednesday. And then two, it's a very pointless skill. So nobody who isn't severely autistic would ever think to acquire it. Yeah. And I just thought it was such a funny dig at the end where it's like, it doesn't help anyone. And it's so useless. But
it's cool.
But once you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
It's like a Rubik's Cube. It's like, if you can solve a Rubik's Cube, that's great. It translates nowhere. Yeah. Rubik's Cubes, like crosswords translate to some chess. That's war or some other things. All those little cool Sudoku, a lot of other things. Solving Rubik's Cube means nothing. Yeah. For your future or your capabilities. It means you figured out how to solve it and you remembered how to do it the next time. Yes. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do you remember that Rubik's Cube documentary we watched one time? God, I'm so sorry you're married to me.
Yes, I do remember the Rubik's Cube documentary we watched.
So if you haven't seen it, which I'm assuming all of our listeners have seen that. You guys have all seen the 30-minute Rubik's Cube documentary that was on Hulu like 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's off now. It's basically about the Rubik's Cube championships. And the whole thing was they're like, well, this year we have like the person who's supposed to win, he actually is like, he's like special needs. Mm-hmm. Like, so the fact if he wins, that's really, really impressive. Turns out he's an autistic savant. That's not a disability when it comes to Rubik's. That's a
skill.
He shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
He's on steroids, but for Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah.
This guy lives and breathes the cube.
No, autism is it's a
superpower.
You're a superpower.
Yeah.
Like obviously you still struggle in other places, but it comes with a lot of superpowers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah.
So Trump won.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I was just going to bring up next. I was going to say another great documentary you showed me was King of Kong. Yeah, King of Kong.
Yeah, the video game one.
Yeah.
Or arcade game one.
Yes.
That one's
That was a really good one. If you've never seen that, add that to your list.
Again,
I'm not a documentary girl. Like actually, quite literally, it's like basically Jack's birthday and Christmas. He's like, "Can we watch a documentary?" And I'm like, "Here's my gift to you: is that I will watch one documentary."
Yeah. And I've seen most documentaries.
Yeah.
And I have thoughts about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not I.
That's one of the funniest.
That's a really good one.
King of Kong's one of the funniest movies you can even just forget documentary. It's one of the funniest.
Absolutely.
Let's just look at a bunch of people who are in the competitive, not video game, arcade game world. They're as weird as you think they would be. Yes. Actually weirder.
Yeah.
Because these are not only the arcade game fans, these are the people that love it so much they decided we should start writing scores down so we know who's really the best. It's so funny.
But anyways, so last time we recorded, it was pre-election day. Mm-hmm. Now we are post.
So you predicted Trump would win.
Yes.
So you're the winner here.
I am the winner. Am I the winner?
Michaela's been so pumped all week. She's been like, Trump won. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I didn't bet any money on it.
Me, a chameleon. Trying to make Kamala like chameleon. Like, what do they call it? The Kamala. I'm a Harris head.
You're total coconut head.
I'm a coconut head. Me, a total coconut, have been just so down. And Michaela's like, 4 more years. And then she's like, Vance, 28. Vivek, 32. Then Vance again, they're going to split it.
They'll go back, forth.
Which is not a bad argument. And then finally, Tulsi for the whole 40s. Anyway, what I did call though was I said either Trump's going to win big early, or if it's close, Harris wins. And so, I mean, I know I gave 2 options, but one of them was right. So I'm going to take that as a huge win, and I'm basically like a political analyst.
Basically, and I just called who was going to win.
Yeah, you just
like some amateur,
like the important thing.
Yeah.
But
I just had a feeling like, and I called the last one too.
You did.
Yeah.
And I said I think Trump's going to win last time too.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I think Joe Biden's got this one. Like it felt like there was enough people willing to vote last time, and this time I just really felt like there wasn't.
Yeah.
I really felt like there was a lot of undecided. It felt like there was a lot of people being quiet. I don't know. It felt different this time, which told me I was like, okay, Trump's going to win.
This time it felt a lot more like 2016 where like in 2020, people weren't really as like ashamed to say that they were voting for Trump, which by the way, let's acknowledge most people did. Mm-hmm. That's also so different. Like before it was like, Biden or like Hillary lost, but on average, if you meet someone, on average, they probably voted for Harris, not Trump, because more people voted for Hillary, not Trump.
Yeah,
more people voted for Clinton.
She won the popular vote.
Yeah, but now Trump won the popular vote,
which is crazy.
But it's also just like it felt like this time because the Harris and the DNC, because they went so hard in the he's a Nazi, he's a fascist, all of his followers are fascists. They're going to try to kill you, and they're going to put women in the Handmaid's Tale costumes and deport everybody who doesn't look exactly like the host of this podcast, me. Because they went so hard, nobody could really be like, I'm going to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of those secret voters, it looks like. I don't know.
I feel like it was because they took that angle the past 2 elections against Trump. And it was like first and second time, not as much almost, as much as it was like, no one really expected Trump to win. He did. And then 2020, it was like, you're horrible. It was real, like, I'm going to make you feel terrible for being on that side.
But it was a little bit more open because before January 6th, like when Trump was running again in 2020, Roe v. Wade hadn't happened and January 6th hadn't happened.
Yeah.
So all of the argument, the Democrats couldn't say he's a fascist, he's a Nazi, he's Hitler, because they're like, well, then why hasn't he been a fascist, a Nazi, or Hitler for the past 4 years that he's been president? They couldn't really argue that.
But it was mostly, I think, so 2020 was Black Lives Matter. Like there was a lot of that stuff going on. And so it was much more of like a socially, a lot of people were on the same page that way.
Yeah.
And so it felt much more like there was like a really big movement happening then. And so it's like more people were invested in a movement.
Yes.
Over Joe Biden. People, like the whole saying was like settle for Biden. And it was like, but people were involved, like they were part of like a movement. And so it was like, I knew then it was like, Biden's going to win because of that. Like there was a lot more like people voting for a reason.
Yes.
This time around, they tried to still like use that same messaging. And it just felt like to a lot of people who were fed up with Joe Biden's term that it was like, they were like, well, you already said that last time. And so we've already kind of heard this. And so it was like their tactics just didn't work the same time around, their angle.
It got old for sure, where it just became sort of white noise. I can't stop watching. We can't stop watching the news though right now.
I know, I'm addicted to the news.
I can't get enough of whenever a Republican loses, it's kind of just over. Obviously not with last time with Trump being like, I still won. But but usually it's like when Mitt Romney lost, it was just kind of over. And it was like 4 more years of Obama. Nobody was like, where did the Romney campaign go wrong?
I know.
Why didn't the Republicans come out? It was like the Republicans didn't come out because the Democrats were so good. Right, guys? And they're like, yeah, that's right. Because Obama's amazing. That's why. Whenever a Democrat loses, forget the Republicans because they're evil. They're wrong. They just look around. Everybody looks around. They're like, okay. It was the handicapped Jewish women. Why didn't you vote?
Like,
who do we blame it on?
It was so crazy the last time around. I've been like offended for the past week, like by the finger pointing where it's like, why are you blaming the Latinos? Why are you like, they're talking about like, oh, like there's some real misogyny coming from black men and like this and that. And I was like, first of all,
kind of makes you wonder which side is really the sexist, racist one, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Well, no, it's just more as like, if we are going to blame, like, it's just like the Democrats are a mess right now, and if they're truly trying to blame anyone besides the Democrats for losing, it's like you're stupid.
And every now and then somebody will make that point, but then they're like, yeah, no, that's true. But the Mexican guys, what the fuck was that, guys?
And it's like, so I've just been. As a Latino, I've just been so...
Excuse me, Latinx.
I'm Latinx. I've just been so like, what is happening? You think that the pointing, this weird, incorrect, like finger pointing game is what's going to like be like, we need to find blame. It's literally nothing besides the current Democratic Party is a mess.
Yes.
And Joe Biden... he was playing this weird cat and mouse game. Is he going to drop? Is he going to not? Waited till the last possible second. And now Harris only had like less than 100 days to do this weird campaign.
Which
and also
let me just say,
we had no primaries.
Let me say that her having less than 100 days thing that everybody's like, I mean, she only had less than, that helped her. That did not hurt her.
I guess because she wasn't really doing interviews and stuff.
If there was another 100 days, she would have had to sit down for a long-form interview. And then it's over because she can't talk or she can't talk in the talking points. All I know is as a straight white man, it's happened twice in the last 8 years. So this week and then the last time Trump won, I do have to say one of the things I love, like it's really nice seeing other people get blamed for stuff, you know, because the rest of the time, it's my fault.
You know what? Let's have some equality in the blame game.
It's wonderful. It's so relieving and it's so funny being like, oh, who are they going to pick on next? Because it can't be straight white men. We're the only votes they don't count on.
Yeah.
They count on everybody. If you're gay, you should be voting Democrat. If you're not white, you should be voting Democrat. If you're a woman, what? You're voting Republican? Yeah. Do you want? Wow. We're the only ones that they don't even try for.
Yeah.
And so it's just the best week.
What do you mean, white guys for Harris? Was it a screaming success?
Was there a more pathetic thing ever?
It just was like,
pay me money to be the guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get men, not the white guys for Harris. You got a bunch of actors, a bunch of thespians. They're all skinny and short and on Ozempic and with long scraggly hair, and they don't work for a living.
They're starving.
They don't work. They're not real people. They don't have any real white guys. Like, it's just, well, they had Tim Walz, I guess, who was,
It's true.
as we know, as masculine as they come.
I know.
They had Mark Cuban.
The cubes.
But I just love it too, because you're so right. Like, the fact that they immediately play like, what other industry does this happen? Like, I really liked McDonald's Chicken Selects. Okay. I loved them.
Okay.
Do you remember them?
Not really.
Okay. Honestly, I was pretty young when they were a thing. They were awesome though. They were like chicken tenders, but from McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
So they had them for like 2 years. They were great. And then they were just gone. Now, I don't know the history of McDonald's Chicken Selects. They were probably gone because they were like, well, it's more expensive to make chicken that way. We can just grind them up and put in McNuggets and people will buy it and we won't lose any money. Mm-hmm. But let's say, for example, that they were gone because people weren't buying them. I didn't say, I wasn't like, you know what the problem was? Black men weren't buying enough Chicken Selects. It's their fault. Now I can't enjoy Chicken Selects because black men, damn you black men.
Damn it.
Got black women, talk to your black men because they failed and they're bad. No, you blame McDonald's for not marketing Chicken Selects.
Yes.
It's not the voters' job to vote.
No.
Or
to like.
No, it's not. It's
your job to make me vote.
It's the campaign's job. Voting takes effort. I know we have the mail-in ballot thing, but even that, like, oh my God, I get so bored doing so many things. Filling out a mail-in ballot, I need like 4 breaks before I do that. I'm exaggerating. That's excessive. But it takes effort. You need to convince me that the effort is worth it.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at me if you don't convince me.
Yeah.
And you especially can't get mad at a specific subsect of either gender or race or ethnicity or religion or sexuality. And it is just so funny too, where it's like, which side is the racist one? The one that puts everybody in categories and expects racists to act exactly like their category, or the other one?
I know.
I don't know.
It's just like, it's just like a lot of things are flipping. Like I don't know. There's like so much of what I'm seeing from Democrats, liberals online or whatever. Cause it's like, I'm on that side of online, obviously. Yeah. And like, just them, like the audacity of people to say like, are you kidding the Latinos? Like they keep saying that they're going to deport you all. And it's like, do you think that every Latino is illegal?
That's racist.
That's racist.
That's really racist.
Like, that's the stuff I'm seeing online. And I'm like, what is this? They don't want you to point the finger at them for being like, they fucked this up.
Yeah.
They fucked this up.
It's really hard to run a campaign. I know I've said this the whole time. Really hard to run a campaign on social issues when people can't afford to eat or fill up their car. Yeah. Like, I'm all for trans everything. Mm-hmm. But if I'm starving and my kids are starving and we don't have health insurance, that I'm going to have to put that to the side.
That's not issue number 1 through 5.
Issue number 1's water.
Yeah.
Then it's food. Then there's 500 other things. And then once everything's real cozy, that's why the actors are all so upset, because life is so goddamn cozy.
They're chilling.
They're so chilling. And they're like, why? Wow, all these racists, I can't believe they don't care about any of this stuff.
It's going to be an interesting next couple of years.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It'll be fine.
I'll tell you what it'll be. It'll be exciting.
That's why I'm like, it's going to be interesting.
I do think that the wars, like the one silver lining is, and everybody, right now we're just so in I wish that the media, the people who sort of control the narratives for either side, I wish that they basically were like, okay, it's over. Now let's reset and everybody scores at 0. Mm-hmm. And let's judge the president on what the president does, not on what we're expecting them to do. Yeah. Because that's what got in Biden and Kamala's way last time. They were the whole time the CNN and MSNBCs they hated Trump so much that everything he did was bad. Yeah. If he did something, it could never be good. And so the first thing Biden did was what the media told him to do, which was reverse everything Trump did, including the good stuff. Yeah. And then 1 million people came in through the border. And now they lost on that. And it's like, well, then that's the media's fault. CNN created a problem. Yeah. CNN's why they lost the election.
Yeah. The media is the
the enemy of the people.
It's the big enemy, big loser for me for this election. Like, even, I don't know, just like each side, because we've been just like flipping through all the news channels. All of the commercials have been so like scary. Like, I'm like, and I like just think about like the old people watching, and I'm like, that's so scary.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Especially because old people, it's really easy to trick old people.
I know, and it just sucks.
I can call any old person and say, hey, I'm your grandson. And they'll say, Peter? I'll go, yes. I'll write it down. Peter.
Yeah.
What's my middle name again? Jacob. Okay. I need money. They're going to kill me if you don't give me money. And then they just do it.
Yeah.
And then we're telling them to just buy gold?
Yeah.
Because the stock market's going to crash?
Yeah, because you can't trust the government with your money, is what these commercials are saying.
You really can't trust the government with your money.
I almost invested in gold. I saw those commercials that said, shoot, is my money safe? Should I invest in gold?
I've had written down in our sketch notes for forever, it's Michaela's birthday and Jack gets her gold, but on paper. Have you invested in precious metals?
Do you have your precious metals?
Because there's gold, I assume silver. What are the other metals?
There's platinum, I believe.
Is that I feel like platinum's like an amalgam of metals.
Maybe.
They like combine like 10% tin with copper and...
Maybe. I mean, I invest in tin.
Well, you can't have enough tin.
You can never have enough
tin.
You
can never have enough tin. We have the scissors for tin. Those scissors right there are really strong.
Those are for tin.
Those will cut through tin.
Yeah.
That's actually like one of the things they'll cut through.
I know. Every time I pick up the scissors, you're like, be careful.
Yeah, they'll cut your finger off.
I know.
Okay, so speaking of the trans thing, so one of the things that, again, you can cut this.
Oh God. Okay.
And if you don't cut it, leave in me saying you can cut this.
And I'll just put a big graphic over the screen that says this got cut.
If you cut this, just go right to the next thing, but leave this whole part in.
I will.
Okay, so one of the big stories has been, I guess one of the biggest advertisements, obviously from the Trump campaign, I think everybody's seen it, is the Kamala saying that she supports trans surgeries for illegal immigrant prisoners. Which
that's a Fox News nightmare sentence.
The fact that I listen to both sides. So I listen to, like, podcast wise, I listen to Pods of America and I listen to Ben Shapiro because I don't want to be biased.
Yeah. Which
everybody's like, that's insane. I really don't want to be biased. So I try to listen to both sides and I take both arguments. The left-wing stuff, they're basically all, well, I mean, just the fact that a lot of them are saying, like, you know what? If we had a primary, Kamala probably would have won. No, she would not have, because all you need is that one sentence. I support trans surgeries for illegal immigrants in prison, and you're out. Like that's like a ChatGPT sentence.
Yeah.
For like what will get you not elected.
No, literally, I was like, that sentence is like what people like joke about online, where they're like, be careful, this is going to end up on Fox News. Like
taxpayer funded healthcare for prisoners already is like controversial, which it shouldn't be, obviously.
No.
It depends on the healthcare, but it's like taxpayer funded elective surgeries for prisoners is probably a no-go for most Americans. So anyway.
I'm going to get a boob job.
Like, exactly. Like, where do we draw? Well, he needed his nose fixed. He had like a hook nose.
Yeah.
You can't really tell anything different, but he can, and it's about his confidence. Yeah. And maybe he won't.
Maybe he committed crimes because of his confidence.
Maybe he'll stop stealing. Maybe he'll stop stealing and hurting people.
Yeah.
Because his nose is so great.
His face card never declines now.
His face card?
Face card. It's like when like your face is like so good. It's like you have a good face card.
Like you can cash things on the pretty privilege.
Pretty privilege.
Anyway, so the debate has been how much, basically the topics for the left wing, the Pods of America, is like, okay, so how much affected everything? And it's like the fact that she didn't separate herself from Biden, which ding, 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 that's the biggest one.
That was the trickiest situation for her, I think, because it's like there very clearly was a agreement that was like, Joe, if you step down, we will do nothing but talk positively about you. Like, you will go down as a hero. Like,
I don't even think that was it. I think it was more, they thought that there was this whole contingent of Democrats that were so loyal to Joe Biden that they would not vote out of protest for her slights to Joe Biden. I just don't think that exists. I think they were...
Yeah.
Either way. So there was that. And then the other two big topics to talk about is this trans ad and her not going on Joe Rogan. Her not going on Joe Rogan, honestly didn't affect it.
Can I just say, they keep talking about that like that won Trump the election.
It didn't.
It did not. Like, they keep being like, who's the liberal Joe Rogan or whatever. And it's just like, I truly don't think Joe Rogan convinced that many people.
No, I don't think he did. But I think what it was more so, it wasn't her not going on Joe Rogan. It was that everybody, when they thought about it, were like, she shouldn't go on Joe Rogan because she'll probably be really bad. Mm-hmm. And that alone kind of tells you.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't have to go on Joe Rogan. I think I know how it would go. Okay, well, she should be dealing with Putin. Like that type of thing. So I think that was more the factor. I don't really think that was a huge factor, though. The trans ad is what they're debating, where they're like, well, one ad shouldn't affect the thing.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking, so either way, whether or not you think that was like a big deal or not, it got me thinking, though, too, of like I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I'm always super fascinated about like, what's the next civil rights thing?
We've had this conversation, but I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but we've talked about this being like, what is the next movement that like basically like our grandkids will be like, I can't believe they used to think like that. Yeah. You know? And it's like, how are we missing that?
Because right now, you know, the favorite is trans rights and stuff, but like what comes after that? Because during gay marriage, the gay rights stuff, I don't think anybody was like, well, trans is next. Like, there isn't a list until it's kind of like, okay, it's settled. Yeah. Anyway, it got me thinking though too of like, okay, why are we so hyper focused on social justice stuff? Because when did gay marriage get legalized?
Was it 2011?
Probably.
I think it was 2011.
Yeah, because maybe it was like 2013. It was like Obama's second term. I don't know. Anyway, I think a big factor in it is when gay marriage got legalized, it was a fucking party. Yeah. Like, it was like the day gay marriage got legalized, it was like Mardi Gras. Yeah. Like
the courthouses were full. Like, the people were parading on the streets.
There were parades. And you know why that is? Because gay people are really fun. I mean, that's not offensive, right? Gay people are really fun.
Gay people are really fun.
Especially, maybe this is offensive, especially gay men.
Yeah.
Lesbians can be fun too. But on average, if we're stereotyping a lesbian and we're stereotyping a gay man.
Lesbians are really cool.
It depends on your definition of cool. I think lesbians can be really cool too. I think lesbians are more like.
Like, I put like gay men fun, lesbians cool.
Yeah. Like, there's no like. Like the stereotypical lesbian, you would never describe as sassy. Yeah. You would never describe as a good dancer. Yeah. You know? Like
there's a reason that there are only a handful I forgot what the number of lesbian bars in America are, but it's like shockingly low. Yeah. Like single digits low or something like that.
Well, women have lower alcohol tolerance, and if they're buying drinks for each other, they're buying less. I don't know.
And I was like, but the gay bar atmosphere is completely different. Everyone wants to go to the gay bar.
Straight people go to the gay bar. Yeah. Because it's fun. Because they're fun people. They have great parades. They're wacky. It's a party. And so when gay marriage got legalized, it was like this party that everybody, even people who weren't even fighting for it, were on the sidelines, whatever. Everybody wants to go watch the Mardi Gras parade. I get to walk in it too by being an ally. This is so great. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a high. It's like heroin, where the first time you do it, you just are chasing that. Yeah. And so it kind of feels like, you know, they kind of got like a little bit of teased by the Black Lives Matter movements and stuff, but that's obviously not as fun.
But it was different because it's like they're not legalizing anything.
They've been having a really hard time with this trans issue because with just the trans rights stuff, because it's so glued to them. And I think the reason why it's so glued to them is because they're the party that did the gay marriage thing. And so in the back of their heads, they're like, I want to go to that parade again. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I want Mardi Gras again.
What's the next big win? Okay, so the election is officially over. Mm-hmm. And so it got me thinking, if you were president, who would you appoint to your cabinet? Okay. So I think it was our first episode that we ever did. We actually did a segment where it was, if you were president, what like laws would you enact? Yeah. So this time we're going to do cabinet. Dream cabinet could be whoever, not politicians.
Who's my dream cabbie?
Yeah, who's your dream cabbie, basically? As it starts, I'm president. Mm-hmm. You're president of your cabinet.
I'm the president.
Should we do pick for pick, or should we just kind of go down the list?
Let's do pick for pick.
Okay, who's your VP?
Okay, so my vice president?
Okay.
People forget the most important job of the vice president. To act as a deterrent from people trying to kill you.
Yeah.
So mine's Diddy.
Okay.
You want Diddy to be president?
That's true.
You want Diddy? Don't kill me.
Don't kill me.
Yeah.
I like that. I just went with a strong Kris Jenner. I feel like I need a girl boss behind me.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other positions in my cabinet that I almost gave her to, but I was like, I just feel like I want to put her high. She could do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, she could do a lot.
She could do a lot.
I'm surprised she didn't get chief of staff for you.
Chief of staff. Who did I put for chief? Oh, I have a chief.
You have a chief of staff? Okay. My attorney general, Kamala. I just think it would be fun. I guess
Big Sister General?
When I came up with this, I was more visualizing what if Trump was the president. And I just think it would be really funny if he was like, my attorney general, Kamala.
That actually would be really funny.
Throw him off.
Well, did you see that they're like...
Keep your enemies closer.
Trump's thinking he might pardon Hunter Biden.
He probably will.
I think he will, and I think that'll be a really big move.
And people will forget that he did
that, yeah.
People will forget that he didn't put Hillary Clinton in prison.
Also, let Hunter Biden smoke crack 2024. Just kidding.
I mean, I'm for it. As long as he's not doing like weird business deals with like overseas countries and stuff.
He would never do that.
And he never did.
He would never do that.
And he never did. When he was talking about the big man,
he's talking about God.
He wasn't talking about, his dad who's big.
He's a man of God, okay?
Hunter Biden is?
Yeah. He's talking about the big man.
Hunter Biden got kicked out of an LA sex club that you pay a lot of money to be a part of. This is my favorite Hunter Biden thing that nobody talks about. He paid a lot of money to join this LA sex club. Imagine what happens at an LA like underground expensive sex club thing. He got kicked out because he was like taking pictures and talking about it.
Okay, I always say...
Probably the one rule.
I always say my new phrase that I want to implement into my life is going Hunter Biden mode with just when I'm taking a bunch of pictures.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
There's nothing that king just needs to take all of his energy and move it towards being an Instagram influencer.
He's got the vibe of like...
He just wants to take pictures of everything.
He shouldn't have been Hunter Biden. He should have been Hunter D'Amelio.
Yes.
Like if he was a D'Amelio, nobody would be complaining.
Yeah.
I agree, sister.
Don't worry, Hunter. I believe in your dreams.
Who's your AG? Who's your attorney general?
I put Murr from Impractical Jokers.
Why?
I just feel like he has a really good sense about him. He's always down to do the big punishments. He's, just always putting himself out there.
Okay.
I respect him as a businessman and as a comedian.
He's willing to get dirty.
And I just kind of felt like he's a well-rounded person to be attorney general for me.
Doesn't really have a law background though.
But that's okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
That feels like one of those things you need kind of a qualification for. The rest of these, I agree. You can kind of throw people around.
Yeah, I almost did someone with a law degree, and then I was like, Murr deserves it. Murr works hard.
Rebel Wilson?
She almost made it on my list because I looked her up.
Yeah. It's like, who's a famous person who's also a lawyer?
So is Gerard Butler.
I don't believe him, though.
I don't really either.
I don't believe he was very good at it, if he was. Chief of Staff, Marie Kondo.
Okay, cleaning house.
Cleaning house, keeping it simple, keeping things organized. That's the most important thing. And basically what I want is my chief of staff to every day, when I come in, she's like, here's your list of things. I want her to say, you have to meet with the, Macron, the president of France. And then she would pause and say, unless that doesn't bring you joy. Mm-hmm. And if I say it doesn't bring me joy, she would say, then you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And then just Marie Kondo that bitch.
Yeah.
I think Marie Kondo would be good.
I like that.
Although she would be a foreign national, so it's like spy.
Spy.
Yeah. I don't even know what country she's from.
I put Ellen DeGeneres. I kind of want to give her a chance to redeem herself around having staff under her.
You're looking for a real toxic works environment.
No, I'm trying to give her a chance to redeem herself.
Ellen DeGeneres is literally Jane Lynch from Glee.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this as toxic of a work environment as I possibly can. You giving a second chance.
I want to give her a second chance to run some staff.
Pretty important job for that second chance hop. I'm not going to lie.
So the stakes are higher. She should do better.
You know what? Some people's stars, they shine in the clutch.
I'm looking for an Ellen DeGeneres come to Jesus moment.
I think that works. I like that a lot.
I think so. Press secretary?
Oh, I didn't have a press secretary on my list. Who's yours?
Chet Hanks.
Okay, I like that.
I want him talking to the press.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun.
I want him to do a Jamaican accent while talking to the press.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I missed a big one.
What?
Secretary of State. I think I was like, I'm going to come back to that one. Do you have a Secretary of State?
I do have a Secretary of State. My first question was going to be, do you know what Secretary of State does?
So I actually was on Wikipedia to be like, what does each job do?
Yeah.
Secretary of State is something that I confuse a little bit with attorney general. They're basically representing America, right?
They represent the U.S. all our foreign policy.
Yeah.
They run the foreign policy.
Yeah.
The Secretary of State. And I don't have a specific person, but for Secretary of State, I want to go on Twitter. I want to find somebody who I see all the time, not a lot of followers, but is constantly getting in fights with people like, no, this is what we should do. Mm-hmm. And I want to just kind of call them and be like, you're the Secretary of State now.
Yeah.
Put it. You got a lot of opinions, buddy.
You got it.
Do it.
Let's put it somewhere.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Money where your mouth is.
You know, in human services,
I have Paul Rudd. What's his secret?
I have a Paul as well.
Yeah.
Paul Nassif, one of the botched doctors.
That's a good one. I don't know if surgery, if plastic surgery, you're basically.
I want America to be yassified.
Yes. I like that. That's good. See, I'm like, what's Paul's secret? Tell us, America.
I like that.
Yeah.
Or a Rob Lowe type. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like a,
hey,
why are you aging?
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, Paul Rudd in the 90s, he was on Friends. He was the same age.
A Pharrell, maybe. Like, what's going on with you guys?
Okay, Homeland Security.
The general from the General Insurance.
Cartoon Man.
Yes.
Why not Shaq from the General Insurance?
Because I trust the general.
You trust the General?
I like the cartoon.
You like that they're spending $4 to animate that guy?
And they have not updated those graphics since the commercials came out.
That's what people know of it.
Yeah.
How upset would you be if Shaq...
For a great low rate you can get online.
Go to the General, save some time.
Time.
Imagine how shitty that insurance is.
Like, have you ever met anyone who's like, I have the General Insurance?
No. I don't think anybody who has the General Insurance tells you they do. I think the General Insurance is literally, it's marketed for, it's the Spirit Airlines of insurance, where it's like, hey, legally, you have to have car insurance. And the General's like, if you give us $1, we'll give you a piece of paper. If you get in an accident, we're not doing shit.
Yeah. But legally, you're covered.
Legally, you have the paper.
Yeah.
Shaq says so. I'm going with Trump's pick, Kristi Noem.
Okay.
The lady who shot her dog. I think Trump nailed it.
See, she was my most shocking. Like, I can't believe she made it anywhere because
easily the most shocking.
Because here's one thing that
she makes Matt Gaetz look like of course he picked Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. There's one thing that liberals and conservatives can agree on. You can't shoot dogs. You can't kill dogs.
I'm going to correct you really quick right there. That's one thing that they used to agree on. Because then New York killed a squirrel and all the fucking Democrats were like, good, that squirrel was rooting for the Nazi fascists.
Dogs are different though.
So what you're saying is you support squirrel death.
No, I'm just...
You want to euthanize all the squirrels.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying
which party are you in?
People have different lines for other animals.
You sound like a Republican right now.
Cows, squirrels. It's like those are different to people. Dogs are untouchable.
I absolutely agree.
It's like the internet, like don't fuck with cats.
I absolutely agree.
I think the dogs are one thing that everyone can agree on. You can't kill a dog.
Yep, absolutely.
No one blinked when RFK was like, yeah, I put the dead bear in Central Park. It was like, well, that's weird. But nobody was like...
Again, we've mentioned this before, but that was the funniest moment where they're like, how weird is RFK? He's doing all this stuff. I can tell you as a straight white man, and all of the other white men were like, I wish I happened upon a dead bear. I'd probably put it in my car too. That I really related to that.
Or that was the whale, I think, where he was like, how can I take this dead whale home?
Either way, all of RFK's...
That's man shit.
All of RFK's weird exploits, the fact that the DNC had no one to say, don't like go out with this because a lot of people are going to relate to it. Half the country's going to relate to this.
Yeah.
Hire me next time. I'll be your man translator. Like, no, that's not
your manslater.
You're my manslater. Okay. Commerce. Who do you have?
I have Barbara from Shark Tank.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
I trust her. She proposed to her husband.
That's baller.
Yeah.
Commerce, I had the Winklevoss twins.
Okay.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
There's 6'5", 250, and there's 2 of them.
I like that.
I don't know. I just...
Let's give them something.
They're all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know. They got really wronged by Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, they did.
Who do you have for Secretary of Defense?
I put Abby Lee Miller.
Who's that?
She's the teacher from Dance Moms. She yells at kids for a living.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like if
she
you could
yell
do
at
that,
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Best defensive head coach in history.
Okay.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No one else even comes close. So yeah. He's the Secretary of Defense.
Defense.
Of the defense.
I like that.
Defense wins championships. Defense wins wars. Defense wins wars. You can cut out the one where I stuttered.
I'm going to keep it in.
Do it.
I'm going to embarrass you. Education.
James Franco.
Why?
Second chance.
Second chance? Okay. I'm all about second chances.
Let's give him more power.
Okay.
Let's see how he wields that. 2, I feel like for a decade, the fucking Vanity Fair and all those magazines just wouldn't shut up about he kept on going back to school.
He's a professor.
I hated it so much because it was like, yeah, anyone can sign up for a fucking class, guys.
Yeah,
like,
I think he was a professor at some point, right?
Because they probably were like, hey, this will be good for the school. I don't think they were like, you're so good, you should teach it.
God, he was one of those for me where
he was insufferable for me in that part.
I was so disappointed when like, it was like, turns out he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
Because that was my man. Actually,
I could have told you he wasn't a good guy.
That was my man for a while, though. I was like, James Franco and The Rock were like my man.
How insecure James Franco clearly was that he had to constantly be saying, like, I'm going to get an English degree from Yale. And then like, pretty quickly, the Yale students were like, he went to like 3 classes.
Yeah.
Like, and they just gave him an A because he's James Franco.
Yeah.
Anyway, so put him in charge of education and let's see what happens.
Okay. I've Jeff Foxworthy, host of
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? But was he ever smarter than a 5th grader? Did we ever find that out?
I don't know, but I feel like he must retain that information. And I feel like 5th grade's probably the most important education you need.
That's a really big statement, but okay.
Like I feel like that's kind of like where you stop really learning.
I think that's, again, another really big statement. I don't know.
For me, at least.
I was going to say, I don't think that's the case for most people. I think 5th grade is more of a forgotten year. That's why this show was so funny, where it's like, yes, the answer is most people are smarter than 5th graders. But in 5th grade, that's where they start having you memorize a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Do you still remember that shit? Because these 5th graders learned it last week. Do you know it better than they do? That was the great concept of the show.
I know. I wanted to be one of the 5th graders so bad when I was a kid.
How do you think you would have done?
Really bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have casted you just from what you're describing. I don't know. You don't really sound like a good cast member of Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?
I would have been a really easy win though. You know, like if you need to win against me.
Who are you gonna pick?
Yeah.
Pick the dumb one.
Yeah. Okay. Energy.
DJ Khaled.
Ooh, I like that one.
Bring the energy.
I like that.
I picked it because I figured he would misinterpret what it means.
Yeah.
And he basically
would
like,
bring the energy.
Like Trump, I would be like, hey, how's energy going in this country? And be like, just get ready. We
the best.
We got a July 4th bash about to happen.
Yeah.
And what does that have to do with energy? He was like, you'll feel the energy in this country.
Yeah. This is how we're going to power this country.
And I'll say gas prices are skyrocketing. He'd be like, why are you talking to me about that?
Yeah.
You know?
I put in similar kind of ideals. I put JoJo Siwa. I feel like that bitch has enough energy to power the country.
That's very true.
I feel like if we could just harness her, if we could just attach her to something.
Well, that's universal energy right there.
Yeah.
That's talking about renewable.
And just kind of let her keep going. I feel like if we just attach some cables to her, we could just put it in the tank.
You say, hey, JoJo, people are watching you.
Yeah.
Can you invent a new dance?
Yeah, and she'll do it.
I mean, we could run Vegas with that. Yeah, the amount of power output you have there. HUD.
I put a property brother. They'll have to fight for the spot. Mm-hmm. And if they don't want to fight, the one dating Zooey Deschanel probably.
The funny part about that's really good. That's a really good line. That's actually really good. Well, the funny part about HUD too is it's like housing and urban development. They always give it to like the one black cabinet member.
They do it every time.
Because
it's the word urban. They're like, all right.
Well, it's because that's what it's about. It's basically about government housing. It's not about what are the houses like in the suburbs where it's cute, you know? I have Trump.
Yeah.
Give him a job.
Okay.
I feel like he'd take it and run with it.
I think he could too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured it'd be fun to have Trump in there too, somewhere.
Just in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Interior?
Do you know what interior does?
It's more like the United States.
Yes.
Like mountains and
all
our land.
It's basically the wildlife. What do you call it? Reserves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
put McConaughey.
Oh, I like that.
Don't you feel like he'd love it?
I feel like he'd love it.
Yeah, I've been driving Lincoln long before they paid me to. Yeah. I feel like he'd just go out in the mountains and be like,
yeah.
Look at that bull.
Wow.
You're so good. All right. Bullshit.
I almost put him as a press secretary.
He'd be great. That's my press secretary. I'm gonna have him do 2.
Okay, he's got double job.
Yeah.
I put who did I put? I put Jane Fonda just because I was like, I'm tired of her just getting arrested. It's like, let's actually give her a job to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's make her work for a living.
If she wants to protect the environment.
Yeah.
Let's give her a position. Be like, okay, make the difference. Don't just get the paparazzi photo op.
You went, and for that reason, the next one, Secretary of Labor, I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to put Mark Ruffalo and just be like, put your money where your mouth is. Put your fucking money where your mouth is. Mark Ruffalo posted a picture. God, he drives me nuts. He posted a picture, like legitimately, of him being like, I voted. And he's got like that fucking stupid, like, I'm an artist. So he has like a mustache, but it's like kind of poorly shaved.
It's kind of curly and like outgrown look.
He's in a coffee house right now. Okay, it's not about that.
It's not about that.
He's really. I mean, he's a bajillionaire, but he's a person, man. You know.
Yeah.
He reads books that weird people write and are written in leather-bound books, and the pins he was wearing were the stupidest shit. He had Gen Z vote. You're not Gen Z, buddy.
He's not.
He had natives vote. You're not native, buddy.
That's probably our big divide is I love Mark Ruffalo and you don't.
He drives me bananas. I think something's going to come out about him.
I know.
He's really compensating for something.
He is.
He killed a kid at some point. I'm telling you, he ran over somebody one time and drove away. And he knows that they haven't been connecting the license plate because they got a picture of it. And that's going to come out. And he's really hoping he's building up all of this goodwill.
Yeah.
That all of the Native Americans are like, you can't take him.
Yeah.
You know?
I did kind of have the same, we skipped, what did we skip? Oh, we skipped agriculture. And I did put Leonardo DiCaprio because I was like, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
I don't believe you actually care.
He doesn't care. He doesn't know anything about the environment.
He doesn't know what's on his Instagram.
No, I don't think he has a phone.
No, I don't think he does either.
Why would he need a phone?
I don't know.
He just says sex.
And women come.
And women come.
Models come.
He says, he says Red Bull vodka, and then it just appears.
Yeah.
Why would he have a phone? What could he possibly use a phone for?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No.
Labor.
Labor is the one I have Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, who do you have there?
I put Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, she's good.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And
she was right.
Does. Yeah.
Talk about a thing where she was right.
And everyone got so mad at her. I was like, she's right. The woman's right. You just don't like it because it's coming from her.
Transportation.
I put Mike Posner.
But he likes to walk everywhere.
That's what I was going to say. He respects all modes of transportation. And in fact,
including his feet.
He took the most basic mode of transportation to walk across the country.
Baby, I don't know if walking is actually, I think it's the one thing that's not included in transportation.
But I'm just saying he respects all modes of transportation.
True. That's true.
So who's your transportation?
Sully Sullenberger.
Who?
Sully Sullenberger.
Okay.
They made the movie about him. Sully. Tom Hanks played him. He was the pilot.
Sully?
Sully.
I'm sorry. I only know his first name like Beyonce.
Yes. And his first name's after his last name, I assume. I assume he wasn't named like Sullivan Sullenberger, which, by the way, awesome if they did.
Yeah.
But he landed the plane on the Hudson.
Yeah.
So he's in charge of transportation.
I like that.
Everybody respects him. He's tall.
He's a hero.
He's a hero. Treasury.
But either of the city girls, they'll find the money. They're always rapping about scamming and finding that money. So
that's kind of true.
So I trust them to find the money where we need it.
Which one? Young Miami or Don't Tell Me? JD?
So close.
JJ?
Uh-huh.
JT?
Yes.
What's up?
Look at you.
I listen. I listen.
Who's your treasury?
Run it back. Sully Sullenberger. Why can't he do two things? And then veteran affairs.
Yeah.
We have too many departments, by the way.
I know. I was going through that and I was like, oh my God, I don't even think.
Like people got on Trump for creating the Space Force. It's like, oh, now we have a 5th or 6th branch of the armed services. Every few years, we just invent a new department.
Yeah.
Invite somebody else to this cabinet meeting.
Who's your veterans affair?
Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
Man, that guy.
You're right. That's a good one.
He wants to be a part of USAA. That's the funniest commercial series you could ever possibly make. This is how they pitched it.
It never gets old.
They made so many of these, and people don't appreciate how funny it is. When they pitched the commercial, they said, okay, what if Rob Gronkowski really wants to be a part of the USAA insurance thing, but he can't be because he's not a veteran and he doesn't have anybody in his family who served. But millionaire Rob Gronkowski really wishes he had this insurance. And they're like, let's make 45 commercials about him being so jammed up that he doesn't have it. Now you have it, buddy.
Yeah.
Head of the VA.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
How about you?
I just put AJ from AJ and Big Justice because he brings the boom and I just trust him. I don't know.
Well, that's the little kid.
No, Big Justice is the little one.
No, Big Justice is the big guy.
No, it's not.
We've talked about this.
No, because I've been confused before. I swear. AJ is the adult. Big Justice is the boy. The Rizzler is the unrelated third child.
I'm double checking here. I'm sorry.
Fact check me. Because I think the backstory we read was that Justice was the dad's, like, when he would like wrestled and that was his wrestler name. And then his kid adopted it by being like, I'm Big Justice.
You're right. AJ's the dad.
Yeah. So that's why it's so confusing.
So you want AJ.
I want AJ. I want the dad. Because Big Justice is not old enough to.
But he's the heir apparent though.
Yeah.
Big Justice. That makes no sense to me. AJ is such a little kid name.
I know. But so AJ, I want AJ because I don't know if he served, but I know that he's patriotic. I just can feel it in my bones. And I know he would treat our veterans correctly.
He's from New Jersey. He lives in Boca Raton, Florida. First of all, he's voting for Trump. He voted for Trump.
So it was like literally this week was election, Grammy nominations, Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
The big three.
Those are the big three.
But I think we could save Grammy nominations for next week because that's not going to happen for a sec. So we'll let you guys marinate.
What do you think about John Krasinski winning Sexiest Man Alive?
I was going to say it's super he's a guy.
I think it's adequate.
Yeah, I think
it works.
It's again behind the times.
Yeah.
I guess he's done a few things this year.
Yeah.
I guess he can kind of appeal to either generation.
It
works.
It started with John Legend where they just were like, hey, let's forget the bar of what makes people sexy. Because am I wrong? John Legend isn't sexy.
No.
Right?
No.
Right?
He's a talented singer.
And talent can be hot, but I mean...
But the thing is, like, if it's like, talent can be hot, it's like you kind of need like a rock star. You know?
Okay, so are you ready for this week's sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this segment before, I love football, you don't love football. I've learned that the only way for me to get you interested in football is if I tell you the news like it's gossip.
Yes.
So this week, we're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, with the good cheer squad?
The
Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, DCC.
The DCC, we love that show. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about why the Dallas Cowboys suck right now and are probably going to suck for the foreseeable future. Okay, so for the past 3 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys have been really good. They've literally finished with the exact same record in the regular season each time, with 12 wins and 5 losses.
Okay.
Which is kind of impressive. It's kind of crazy and also kind of weird. Like 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Well, another coincidence or another weird thing is that they finished in the postseason, in the playoffs, the exact same way too, by not making it to the second round of the playoffs.
Oh, consistent kings.
Consistent kings, but consistently let down, consistently upset, consistently like, oh. I mean, so basically the Dallas Cowboys for the past 3 seasons have essentially been like the first 3 seasons of Glee, where it's like everybody loves them. They're amazing. Did you hear that cover of Journey that they did? Oh my God, we can't stop talking about it. But then when it comes time for the Emmys, they don't come home with the trophy. So what are you going to do? Well, everybody predicted that this year, this was their year. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win the Emmy. And here's the problem. Here's why they're going to suck in the future. Because for the past 3 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys have had 4 key star players, and they've been paid not a ton of money because they were young. Some of them were on their rookie contracts or their second contract. Like, that's what it was. So I think the best way for me to describe to you why the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble going forward is to use High School Musical as an example.
Okay.
So let's imagine that we're making High School Musical 4 finally. Or we're bringing back the main 4, Vanessa Hudgens, V. Hudge, Zac Efron, Corbin Bleu, wherever the fuck he's been, and Ashley Tisdale. Okay. We have $100 million to spend. What do we offer each actor?
Probably V. Hudge and Zac Efron, most money. And then the next to the other 2?
Yeah, I would say that would make a ton of sense. Well, here's what the Cowboys did. The Cowboys paid Vanessa Hudgens, a.k.a. Dak Prescott, $60 million. Okay. 60% of the budget. They said, we need V. Hudge. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, and maybe you're not because you're a huge V. Hudge fan. While Vanessa Hudgens is great, we could use that $60 million to get like somebody maybe even better, like a Miley Cyrus. Like Vanessa Hudgens is good. She gets the job done, but is she really going to make this movie amazing?
Is she worth the 60 mil?
Is she worth the 60 million? Most people would say no. Then you have Zac Efron, who we offer 20 million. He says, gladly, I'll come. That's C.D. Lamb.
Okay.
That's their wide receiver. He's a stud. He's worth the $20 million.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, we got Zac Efron. Well paid. And then they say, and now we're going to pay Corbin Bleu another $20 million. And everybody's like, what? Why? Where is Corbin Bleu? Who the fuck is Corbin Bleu? He's not that good. We like Corbin Bleu. Every now and then Corbin Bleu really crushes it. But for the most part, he's just fucking Corbin Bleu, and that's Trayvon Diggs. He's kind of a letdown.
Okay.
Everyone thought
you didn't like hit Disney Channel movie Jump In?
I never even heard of it.
It's a movie about jump roping.
So the Dallas Cowboys decided to pay Trayvon Diggs all of this money, this mega contract, and right now it's looking like that was a terrible idea, and they're gonna have to pay him going forward. And it's like basically like they said, hey, Corbin Bleu, we're gonna pay you $20 million for the next 5 High School Musicals. And it was like, I don't know if that's the best way to spend your budget.
Yeah.
And now they're stuck paying him that. And if you're doing any math right now, you're saying, well, wait a minute. But the best actor in the movie is Ashley Tisdale. We can't make a High School Musical without Ashley Tisdale. That's Micah Parsons.
Okay.
Okay. And so Ashley Tisdale's gonna be in High School Musical 4 for not a ton of money, like Micah Parsons is playing this season. Well, next season, their best player, Ashley Tisdale, is gonna want a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna be able to pay him.
So probably Sweet Life of Zach and Cody is gonna pick her up for their reboot.
They're gonna get a Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
She's gonna have to go there. They can't afford her on High School Musical.
Yeah, like the Panthers or Sweet Life of Zach and Cody or something. Somebody with money to spend.
And they're gonna snag her. And now the movie's not as good. It's not gonna perform.
It's just not. So I guess we'll get into the Grammy nominations next week.
Yeah, I think that's a next week convo because I feel like I have a lot of opinions and that'll take up a lot of time.
It's so funny because I was about to say, who cares?
Me.
Why?
Because it's the Grammys.
It's like the MTV Movie Awards. Actually, I care way more about the MTV Movie Awards.
I like the MTV Movie Awards.
I care about them way more than the Grammys.
I love awards.
There's too many of them.
I know there's way too many, but they're fun. I just like to be like, oh, who's gonna win?
I feel like every time there's an award show, you and I find out about it halfway through. We're like, oh shit, the Grammys are on.
I know.
Because nobody cares.
I care.
Why do we want to watch?
Why watch the Super Bowl? Why find out who's the best team of the year?
It's way more important than who's the best artist of the year. Fucking Taylor Swift won last year.
I know.
She'll probably win this year.
I know.
It's bullshit.
Exactly. But that's what I'm like, I have thoughts.
So there's drama.
Yeah.
But it wasn't dramatic. The drama was the reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun.
We'll talk about it. I'll get some opinions.
Okay. All right, kiddos. I think that's it for Michaela.
Yeah. All right. Like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Please do all that. If you see a fucking Subway Surfer account taking our TikToks,
report him
or tag us in the comments. Be like, everyone watch Public Pool.
Yeah, just tag them.
Yeah.
We need to get some of those tags.
I know.
Yeah.
They're a-holes.
Yeah.
All right. Pieces. Or not pieces. Kisses.
Kisses. Towel off. Grab a margarita.
Grab a margarita.
Yeah.
Bye.